we have a mic check, mic check. Let's do this. Yeah, yeah. What's going on, guys? So for the past week, almost like 9 days straight, I've been doing nothing but interview after interview after interview. So I decided to just go ahead and make a behind the scenes slash almost like a how-to of how I light and kind of get the look that I have for my interviews. So I've recorded a good bit of stuff, just kind of showing you the structure. I think there are a few things to keep in mind when doing these big budget interviews and just low budget interviews in general. Even things to keep in mind when lighting your YouTube studio like this. So the tips and things that I apply to my interviews are the same tips that I apply to my daily shooting or anything of the sort. One of the big things I find important is multiple camera angles. Now, I usually always shoot a 2-camera setup, one being this Blackmagic, which usually has a Pro Mist filter, so it gives the light this like really bloomy effect. And if you don't know what I mean, then this is an LED. You can kind of see how it's hazy, right? That's kind of what I mean. Giving an interview this like hazy look, it just takes that digital sharpness out of the camera and just makes it look really natural. So with the second camera, I'm usually running my Sony, and recently, since I bought the Slider 1 Plus, I think that's the name of it, it's from Edelchrome, I've been using it and the Head 1 for my secondary camera setup. Basically what I do is I have the Blackmagic as a stagnant shot, and I have my Sony sliding back and forth, giving this small parallax to my secondary camera angle. And man, it has been fantastic. I definitely recommend it. I got the idea from Parker Wallback. He had 2 cameras on long sliders, creating a double parallax motion, and I am insanely jealous of that, but I'll get there one day. So what's most important for me is that I always give the subject a nice proper field light, and I usually backlight them so they'll stand out from their background. They have a nice sharp lining on the back of their head, something that just kind of helps them pop. Lighting has been something that I used to struggle with a lot in the past, and over time it's just been something that's been understood more and more. And you can theorize about it as much as you want to, but until you actually practice with lights, you're gonna be stuck. So I definitely recommend you get 2 good lights. And I say good lights, I mean the main light that I use is about $300 and the backlight is like $120. I have those linked in the description as well as on screen. They're relatively cheap for video production. And it's also important to get those in a huge soft box to make that light as soft as possible. Another thing that I do that's very important is you're gonna wanna mic your subject. So right here, I have a boom mic right off screen. That's usually how I have all of my interviews. I love the feel of a boom mic. You wanna get the mic off camera as close to your subject as possible. There's also been recommendations of having a lav mic on your subject under their clothes as backup audio, because you never know when your audio could fail, and it's important to have redundancies. So those are like kind of the big 3 takeaways, dual cameras, dual lights, and dual microphones. So I'm gonna show you guys a few setups that I've been doing, and I think I may have recorded a message just kind of explaining what the light looks like and what everything in the space means, and then what the actual film looks like. All right, so what we have here is a interviewer and interviewee, I guess you would call it an interviewee, a setup to where we actually have my interviewer in frame. So this is useful if you want to get somebody to talk to a person instead of looking directly at camera. But if I were to sit here and naturally talk to Grace, it seems cool, it's chill. Usually people feel a little bit more relaxed when they're in a space like this, because it's a more personal one-to-one connection. So we have my main light here, lighting the right side of my face, and we have a hair light off in the back that's just giving me a little bit of glow. It mainly helps with the second camera. And of course, we have our boom mic right off camera just for good audio. So I'm gonna kick it back to Chris at the desk, and he's gonna explain everything a little bit more perfectly. So that particular scene was shot in a very small office. I actually had the main light sitting right off camera, and I had a key light in the hallway firing in through the door to give my subject that separation from the background. So you can make do a lot with these small spaces, just gotta get a little bit creative. So yeah, that was one setup. I think I might have another setup for you. All right, so we got everything set up. This is the interview setup I'm gonna be using. It is 2 lights, one is backlit, one side light. We have 2 camera angles. We have a small off-camera mic right above my headline. And yeah, this is gonna be the look we're going for. And I don't know, I'm gonna show you the finished results. So yeah, for that particular setup, we were in a glasses shop where they do eye exam and sell eyeglasses. It's kind of like a shop where I got my glasses. But I wanted to incorporate the actual feel of the glasses in the shot, as well as giving it this depth and leading lines to the subject. So that worked out really well. I think I have another one. All right, so we're doing an interview setup next to a huge window. First thing with the interview, we're gonna do 2 camera setup. I have one camera here on the Edelchrome slider. It's gonna be sliding back and forth. The second camera is the Blackmagic. Stationary locked off angle. It's gonna have our interviewee sitting right off to the side. My 2 lights, I have my main light, which is my SL200W, just blasting right to the right side. And I'm gonna have a hair light behind the person. And of course, I'm gonna have the boom mic right in here. So as the person is sitting here, they can look here and be lit from all angles pretty much. But yeah, so that's gonna be the setup, and I'm gonna kick it back to Desk Chris and he can explain everything pretty much perfectly. So yeah, once you start getting into these like bigger budget interviews as a solo creator, it's going to be very important to just hire an assistant for the day, bring them along. That way they can help you unpack or help you carry stuff in, because this is a ton of equipment to bring around. Each piece, you know, there's 2 tripods, 2 cameras, 2 light stands, 2 mics, 2 lights.
2 hours later.
2 soft boxes. There's a ton of equipment that needs to be carried in and out of areas or up and down. And you wanna make sure you get everything set up in a timely manner and taken down to respect your client's time. So I'm glad I can kind of give you guys some insight on what I've been doing on a daily basis. What I do outside of YouTube is I am a freelance creator here in South Mississippi. I do a lot of storytelling pieces. I do a lot of B-roll overviews for like companies, company videos, internal videos, just things that require interview setups. And I figured, why not just kind of take you guys along with me and show you what I've been doing. But I kind of hope that explains a little bit of everything of how to better yourself when it comes to doing interviews, or just a little bit of insight. And if you guys have any advice for me, please leave it in the comment section below. You guys teach me a lot here on YouTube, and I'm excited to just, you know, converse with you guys. Also, completely random, completely off topic, I bought this little thing for my camera, and it's important to like see yourself for like interviews, or for me, for filming myself. This is just a mirror for the Sony, since Sony does not have a flip out screen. This is completely off topic, but yo, like I can, what? Do you see? So do you see this? See, look, it is this easy to film myself. I can see myself. I don't have to worry about composition. This is a $20 fix for the Sony A7 series, since they don't have flip out screens. But I don't know, look at this, what? All right, I'm sorry, I got super carried away, but no, that is basically interviews in a nutshell. I've been using this thing to kind of film myself a little bit more. I've been using the Ninja V and a big wide monitor for viewing. And quick tip, I know we're doing like tangents, getting a bigger monitor for your camera, AKA a 7-inch monitor, or even hooking it up to a computer monitor during the interview process, client loves it. I got a 7-inch monitor. My client immediately complimented the quality of my work, because to them, they hadn't been able to see it and see the process before. So, just a helpful tip. It may not add anything to production value, but it adds value to the client. So, with that all being said, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you love this video, consider subscribing. I'm gonna be bringing you more content just like this every week. And if you missed last week's video, last week I was doing a giveaway of a 5.5-inch monitor. And if you want to enter that giveaway, go back a video and check that out. But yeah, with that all being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace. Yeah, so you came to learn how to better yourself in interviews. Well, I am here. That was terrible.